What is going on, guys? Welcome to a little snorkel video. Today we are snorkeling for crawdads, and we are also looking for some river treasure if we can find some. I love it. Look at it. It's a hot day out here. The river is gorgeous. The water is clear. Perfect time. So as you can see, a ton of people floating the river today. It is just a continual parade of people coming down here. Look how clear the water is. We should have no problem finding crawdads. And then also people drop phones and different things like that. In fact, those people right in front of me, they have a cooler. They have all kinds of stuff with them. And people tip over their rafts in the river and they lose all their stuff. So who knows what you can find. Should just be a fun day of exploring the river, gathering some crawdads. Just want to come out here for a few hours, have some fun, and then try a new crawfish recipe. So let's get in the water. So right when I dropped in the water, I found that sweet Bluetooth speaker. That was one of the coolest finds of the day within seconds of dropping in. And then the crawdads were just all over. Almost every big rock that I flipped over, there were some. And the crawdads are so big this year, I started getting picky. Like, look at that one there. Normally I'd eat that, but I thought, you know what, I'm gonna let that one go. So I let him go, and I came up to this little snaggy area here, and this was my honey hole. Right behind that lay down tree, I started flipping over rocks, and look how many crawdads I catch right in this little area. I flip over that big rock, I see one right away. I'm like, cool. Grab one, but there are a whole bunch of little smaller loose rocks under that big flat one you see. So I see this can of Fanta. At first I thought it might not be, it might have something in it. And it turned out it didn't. But I'm like, there have to be a few more on here. Sure enough, boom, one comes out of a little cave right there. So I grab him. This is number 2. Remember, this is under the exact same rock, that big flat rock. Throw him in there. Bunch of people yelling at me. A lot of people are really curious what a person in a wetsuit is doing along the river. And then I look down, I see a third one. Same spot. Throw the third one in there. And then I thought, well, there has to be some under this rock too. They keep coming out of all the little caves. Boom, biggest one so far right there. I mean, look at the claws on that dude. Those are some mitts right there, folks. So I tried to grab him and he gets me. To give you an idea of how hard a crawdad that size pinches, they will draw blood at that size. They'll make you bleed. So it's a pretty powerful little pinch for the size of creature it is. Obviously not anything like a Dungeness crab or anything like that, but it's a good pinch. And then here's something interesting. As I go along and I'm flipping rocks, I had trout trailing behind me. In fact, this one came up right beside me. And what they're doing is feeding on all the little organisms and stuff that I'm stirring up every time I lift up rocks. And I've had as many as 5 trout following me before as I've lifted up rocks and everything. So that was pretty cool to have those swimming around as I'm lifting up the rocks. And you can see there are 2 nice sized crawdads under this rock. So I grab the one, and it's just been an amazing year for crawfish, folks. For those of you who are new to the outdoors, a lot of lakes and rivers go in cycles. So you'll have kind of peak years where a lot of the fish and crawdads are bigger. And then it kind of starts to slow down and things get a little bit smaller overall. And then they all start to get bigger again. That's just the cycle of everything. And we are definitely in a peak year. All the crawdads overall are just really, really big. And this was just the first pass. I got all these big crawdads. And then as I'm getting out of the water to walk upriver to make another float down, I run into these blackberry brambles. Wanted to see if they were ripe, which is pretty common to find blackberries along the river, but I wasn't sure if they'd be ripe. And sure enough, they were. They were really good. And so it was so cool. This was such a cool day because I hit it. Blackberries and crawfish are peaking right now. And so as I kept walking, I kept running into more and more. And you can just see the clusters of them everywhere. And they were sweet and delicious. And so I spent quite a bit of time actually picking blackberries and eating them. So kind of cool to just forage for your own food along the river. And it was just such a fun day. So then I came to a new spot here. I wanted to try drifting around this spot. This spot's a good spot for treasure as well. Usually, more and more people are snorkeling the river these days. I kind of think because of my videos somewhat, a lot of people didn't realize before how much there was down there. So I came to this spot here and got a couple of lawn chairs. People just sit under the bridge at this spot and observe the floaters going by. It's kind of a cool little spot actually to hang out. And so I came to the end of this concrete deal here, and as you can see, it's just an obvious spot for like people to tip over and lose their phones and stuff like that. So I dropped in right here, and this is crazy too. Right when I dropped in, I found something. Look down, there's something white along the bottom, and it's a little lighter. I have not bought a lighter in years because I just find so many in the river as I go along. You can see a crawdad peeking out there from the rock. He was about to come out and go somewhere, and then he suddenly saw me. He was a tricky little devil. But again, look at the size of this dude. Just flip over rocks. I mean, for our crawdads, those are massive. I think for anywhere in the country, those crawdads are massive. And so, just kept flipping over rocks, gathering some. It is so much fun being down there. That guy tried to get out. He was making an escape before I saw him. And they can slip out of the top of the dive bag. Just filled up the bag again with crawdads and then brought them back to the cooler. Then I ran into some dudes right here.
Yo, pardon me?
Find anything good?
Yeah, I checked out one of those little boom boxes.
Oh,
That people who got the Bluetooth ones. Yeah,
you have a YouTube?
Some crawdads, yeah, huh?
What's it called?
Pace videos.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, shout out to Ace Videos.
One of the things that's so fun about snorkeling the river too is it's kind of a big social time as well. I bet I talked to about 50 different people as I was doing this, whether it was people floating by in boats or people standing along the river bank as I got out, because I kind of float down and then I get out and walk up. A lot of people are wondering what a guy in a wetsuit is doing floating the river, and sometimes I'll even offer to give people stuff that I find, like if I find a pair of sunglasses that are not all scratched up and a boat is floating by, they'll ask me what I'm finding. I'll just offer it to the people floating by and stuff like that. So it's actually a fun way to meet new people, and I've actually made friends while snorkeling the river before. So if you have a local river where people float like this, I highly recommend snorkeling it, because you never know what you can find and you never know who you can meet.
That was fun. Wow. Found a lot in just like an hour and a half down there. Well, we got our craws. It's time to start cooking. Folks, look at the spread we've got going on here. We'll start on this side. First of all, I have these 3 seasonings. I probably won't use all 3, but these are sent to me by a subscriber. We'll get to that in just a second, because I also came with some other things. These are the main ingredients, some hush puppy mix. I'm going to make myself some hush puppies, cooking them in vegetable oil. Then we have here 2 bottles of Ace First Cast seasoning. This is mine, and one of these is a giveaway to one of you guys. All you have to do is comment down below. I'll get to the giveaway in just a second. And then we have our little butane. We have the pot that we are going to deep fried crawdads for the first time. Deep fried crawdads, do they taste good? Can you just throw a whole crawdad in oil and how will they turn out? What will happen when you deep fry crawdads? And we got all this stuff here. And then this is the haul from the day here. We got 3 pairs of sunglasses. All 3 of these aren't in that great a shape. We have a lighter here. Let's see if this still works. I haven't tested it yet. Hopefully there's no water in the tip of it. Otherwise we might have a mini explosion here on camera. Hold on. Oh, I saw a spark. This is a little dangerous doing this. Just talking burnt fingers. I don't think anything's going to happen there, folks. Well, we've at least got it out of the river. And then this is the best find of the day, a JBL Flip 5. It looks waterproof to me, folks, and I don't see why anybody would bring one of these on the river unless it was waterproof. In fact, let's turn it on. Oh, did you hear that? It turned on. It turned on. Oh, look, yeah, and there's a light flashing. It looks like it was low on battery. You know what? Let's see how much on Amazon one of these suckers is. Flip 5. Oh, they had a lot of different versions of the old Flip, apparently. $120 on sale on Amazon. $140.
if you buy it not on sale. Wow, $120 one of these. That is pretty sweet. And then we have here, folks, the cooler with all the crawdads. Check those dudes out. They're all kind of, that little guy, like he's trying to stay away from the ice, but all the other ones, they're kind of, oh, like he's moving a little bit. The ice slows them, their metabolism down, kind of like winter time, and look how he's like moving in slow motion. Funny story about the lighter I'm about to show you guys. Look at this. This is the lighter I found last year in the Boise River. And so this one might just need time to dry out. We'll see. But we're going to turn the old butane on. Look at it. Woo! All right. I love cooking. Add a little oil to the pan. Let's break out this Hush Puppy mix here. We're just going to spread a little of that in the bottom. I'm going to see how this stuff is all by itself before I like add a bunch of things. You know, actually I will add a little salt to it. There we go. But otherwise, we're just going to see how it is. All right, guys, first time ever deep frying a crawfish whole. I grabbed one of the big ones. So what I'm going to do first is actually going to kill him so we're not like battering him and then deep frying him. And all you have to do, it's actually real simple to kill a crawdad, is just crush their head real quick. Whoa, there we go. Super fast. Drop him in. A little bit of milk and egg wash just to make sure he's wet. And it doesn't, this is not that big a deal. This is just to get more flour to stick to him. And yeah, we're just gonna roll them around in the flour like so. Who knows, we may come up with something brand new here that people are like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So there you go, we got a battered crawdad. Now folks, I am going to drop this thing in and then I'm gonna step way back because the crawdad has lots of water in him. And when he hits that oil, there's going to be some popping, let's put it that way. That wasn't too bad. That's not as bad as I thought it would be. Crazy. Look how fast he turned orange. Like instant. What I'm also going to do is I just have a regular crawdad here and we're just going to drop him straight up in the oil. I just battered the other one because that's how we batter, you know, or that's how we do everything deep fried. We're just going to drop him straight in there. It's not really necessary, you know. Look at that. Okay, look guys. Isn't that crazy? I dropped him in there for like 2 seconds. Look how orange he turned just like that quickly. That is crazy. Alright, it's been a couple minutes. I'm going to take this guy out. Look at that, folks. Nice and bright and red. He's still a little hot, so I'm going to let him cool down just for a second, but looks interesting. Here we have, you never know. Okay, sorry, I should have done that on camera. Interesting. The shell broke apart super easily. Normally you have to kind of twist the tail off, and the tail just, with one little movement, just snapped off. So it's like the oil compromised the shell. I'm assuming it'll do the same thing with the claws. Yeah, see, it does. Like, the oil compromises the shell. The claws just pull right off. So that's different than water. Normally you're kind of twisting a little bit. And so we have the tail here. And obviously putting the flour on the outside, I already knew that would be the case. Putting the flour on the outside wouldn't do any good in terms of like eating it, but I just wanted to do that because when you have flour on the outside, I feel like that would seal in the flavors or something like that. So just pull it right out. Ooh, nice little crawdad tail there. All right, let's try it. That's good. That's really good, guys. I mean, okay, how do I describe it? Flavor. There's a flavor to it that reminds me of something else. Sorry, I got distracted there. 4 college girls. Anyway, so, sorry. All right, anyway, back to business. The claw meat. The claw. Must have come from the river. The women, I mean. The crawdad, of course, came from the river. But guys, here's the flavor. Here's the flavor that it tastes like. It's the traditional crawdad flavor, only they taste like French fries, basically. So that's the best way I can describe it, like French fried crawdads. We're gonna cook up a few more here to make sure that wasn't just a fluke. Kind of stir them around just to keep them, just to get them good and wet. Like I said, it doesn't do a whole lot, but just get them good and wet so lots of that breading sticks to them. See how they're still moving, even though they like have no heads, but they're still, all of them are just still moving around. That's kind of creepy. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's try something here. Well, we're gonna throw them all in the flour. Then I don't have a lid, but I do have another one of these pans. Kind of tossing them. Look at that. White ghost, they're ghost crawdads now. Look at how, even though they're dead and they're all covered in flour, they're all like still moving in slow motion. That's creepy. Look, even in death, this guy is hanging on to his comrade there. Drop them both in the oil. Probably drop one more, don't want to crowd them. Give these guys a little flip here. Looking real good. So while we wait for the crawdads to finish cooking, I have here a brand new bottle of my first cast seasoning, random giveaway to one of you guys. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is comment down below. I pick somebody totally random from the comment section. I'll pin your comment to the top, and you'll get notified in your email that your comment got pinned to the top, and then we can talk and I'll get your address and everything. I'll send this right to you. So make sure you guys comment down below my delicious first cast seasoning. And if you just want to buy it, link in the description below. Alright, second batch is done. Oh man, this is exciting. The smell, the aroma of this, they smell like French fries, guys. This literally smells like I just got done cooking of a big batch of French fries. I'm just gonna bring my meal over here to this nice wall. We got some nice shade going on here. I look kind of like a homeless person sometimes, but it's nice and shady along here. So folks, we're well set up here. So I got my fried crawfish, we got Coke, and then I have a bag of goodies here sent to me by a subscriber, which we will explore momentarily. Let's eat first though. Say a prayer. All right. Look how big that crawfish is. Those claws, those are some of the biggest claws I've seen this year. And they ain't just for attracting mates. The breading on them is good. At first I thought it was kind of dumb to put breading on a hard shell that you're not going to eat, but I think that does get the flavoring in there. Imagine a French fry and a cooked crawdad together. It's delicious. It's delicious, folks. Now, before we continue eating crawfish, look at this big package I got from a subscriber. Thank you so much. First thing, oh, it's Asian. It's Asian again. Is this whole thing is Asian. Wow. Okay. You know, first I'm gonna read the letter real fast. Oh, this is for me and Micah. I'm opening our package here. Jude. That's a cool name. I love that name, Jude. This is Korean stuff. He gave me some fire noodle sauce. This is like, apparently there's the fire noodle challenge that YouTubers do. So we might have a future video there. And then these look like American, you'd like those goldfish. But it's like Korean style. It smells really good. Very fragrant. Look at that, they're like little crackers. That's really good. Wow. Man, these are good. They're really good. Wherever these are, I can't read any of that, but I like them. And then we have cho chung gua rice snack. Look at that. Deep fried. I'm on a deep fried jag here. I really look like a homeless person out here. Like, these people walking by, they're going, except for the camera. But I've got like all these like paper products scattered around me and I'm eating. So I gotta stop this image here. These are good too. They're, oh, honey. Hence the honey. I was about to say, these taste like honey. Hence the honey dripping. These crawfish are amazing. The stuff, oh, I almost forgot. So that box with the seasonings, I never end up using the seasonings because we deep fry, but here's something cool. You know, before I go any further, I better read the letter real quick, make sure it's not to me and Micah. Oh, it is. It is to me and Micah. Here I am opening up. People are sending stuff to him through my P.O. box now. Darla, like that name too. Jude and Darla, two unusual names. That is cool. Guys, look at this. I want to, let's look at these up close here. We have two mouse lures. I have never, well, this one's like a fly. Both of them are like flies. Look at that. It's really long. Looks like it kind of has a mouse head on it. That is so cool. I'll have to figure out some use for that in a video. Look at this. It's a little mouse. I almost don't want to fish with that. It looks so cool. Look how the eyes are like, the eyes move. That is really crazy. I love that. I think I'll just like put that on my desk, honestly. That is, that is crazy. Well guys, Homeless Ace is gonna pack up all of his trash and leave his little camp here. I just want to say one thing. You gotta try this yourself. This is seriously good. Everybody does crawdad boils. That's been the tradition. We all know about crawdad boils. I'm telling you, deep fried crawdads. It's amazing. It's amazing. Try it for yourselves. Go out, catch a few, boil them right up. Just fry them with, not boil. See, I'm still used to saying boil. Fry them with your fish. Have some fish and crawdads. It is amazing. You guys will be seeing this again in future videos. Thank you so much to the subscribers who've sent me stuff in the mail. I love it. I really enjoyed all the stuff I got today. I really enjoyed that a lot. Thank you guys for hanging out. We'll see you in the next one.